Let's talk about Ecuador. The country re-elected its sitting president over the weekend.
This day has been historic. This victory has also been historic.
We are facing the worst and most grotesque electoral fraud in the history of the Republic of Ecuador.
I have never seen a president as firm as Daniel Noboa.
We want security. We want to live peacefully.
It's a messy election. The incumbent is the winner and the opposition is calling foul. But we want to take this story further. How did Daniel Noboa win 2 elections in 2 years? Why is Noboa betting on his ties with Trump? And has Latin America unlocked the Trump guide? I'm Ananya Dutta. You're watching Grey Zone. Daniel Noboa's story is one to be told. He came to this stage as a business hawk but a political novice 2 years ago. A snap election in 2023 let him in office. He was the youngest president Ecuador has seen at the time. Even today, at 37, he is the youngest head of state in the whole of South America. His age brought a sense of youth to Ecuadorian politics, one that is riddled with corruption and violence. According to figures from Ecuador's National Electoral Council, this is a decisive win for Noboa. Poll after poll had suggested a neck-and-neck battle, but Noboa swept the elections with a gap of more than 1 million votes.
This day has been historic. This victory has also been historic. A victory of more than 10 points. A victory of more than 1 million votes, where there is no doubt who is the winner. And that has been based on the perseverance, struggle, and work of each of the members of this team that seeks this new Ecuador.
Many believe it has to do with how he has defined his presidency, a tough military crackdown on violent criminal gangs in the country. Noboa's win means that he has a mandate to continue his self-proclaimed war on criminal drug gangs. Just to give you a sense, this January, more than 780 people were murdered in the country, making it one of Ecuador's bloodiest months on record. With the election win, the voters have given Noboa what he wanted, a mandate. But soon the consensus will switch to demands. Noboa needs to act soon to avoid streets ridden with unrest. And this is where his big plan comes in. Ecuador's drug hubs have erupted in recent years. Thanks to its strategic location, the country has become a crucial transit point for cocaine shipments heading to Europe and the US. So Noboa is calling in the big guns, rallying Western leaders with a simple argument: fix Ecuador's drug crisis to make your own streets safer. In fact, he recently told the BBC that he wants foreign armies from the US and Europe to join his fight against gangs in the country. But for that, he will have to change the constitution, which was a no-go for former President Rafael Correa. CNN claims it has documents that proves Noboa's government has been preparing to house US military forces in a new naval base.
This project is based on progress, based on justice, based on dignity, and also on love for a country we cannot afford to lose, a country we cannot hand over to the mafias.
While Noboa has his country's interests in mind, there is also a longer game at play. The 37-year-old comes from a privileged, wealthy banana exporting family. His family has elite connections far beyond Ecuador. Noboa is on good terms with the US President Donald Trump. He was one of the only 3 Latin American presidents to attend Trump's inauguration. His family is friends with the family of Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Trump's health secretary. So Noboa is banking on these ties. He has already signaled a desire to boost relations with Trump. While the world has been struggling with reciprocal tariffs, Noboa announced 27% tariffs on Mexican imports and repealed amnesty to undocumented Venezuelan migrants in the country, all in a bid to woo Trump. Trump, who is double the age of Noboa's, is showing interest. The two leaders met in Florida just last month. And let's not forget, Noboa's journey from a family business to the presidential office is a story very close to home for Trump. But none of this proves that Trump will be a loyal friend. His past policies, from tariffs to geopolitics, the US president has clearly put the world in the same basket. There are no friends, no foes anymore. Noboa is taking targeted steps to make sure he's on Trump's good side. If he will be, is not something we can say for certain. You know, Noboa is not the only one trying to play the long game here. Across Latin America, there's a growing model. Nayib Bukele, the president of El Salvador, rose to global fame by launching an unforgiving war on gangs, mass arrests, emergency powers, defying human rights criticisms in the name of security. Bukele's success, or controversy, depending on who you ask, didn't just win him re-election. It also caught the attention of Washington under Trump. Bukele kept ties with Trump warm, even when relations with the broader US establishment cooled. Testament to that is today's meeting in the White House. Bukele is sitting down with Trump as the US sends more and more illegal immigrants El Salvador's way. Daniel Noboa might seem an unlikely figure to lead Ecuador in the times we are living in, but maybe that's why he was re-elected. In a world where alliances are shifting fast, Noboa and Bukele are betting big on personal ties and political instincts. But they have to remember, in Trump's America First playbook, loyalty is a moving target.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest news makers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the US will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry guards.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HD videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.